He had no idea she saw him as nothing more than a burden. And she had no idea he owned the entire company her whole family worked for. At the gala, Camille Carter poured a bucket of dirty water on her husband Nathan in front of her coworkers, her secret lover, and her own family. "You don't belong here," she spat. "This is a celebration of success, not charity for unemployed losers." But the man she humiliated was the owner of Bennett Dynamics, the very company her parents, brother, and she herself depended on. What happened after that would shatter their pride, expose their lies, and reveal the true weight of betrayal. Every morning, Nathan Bennett woke up beside a wife who did not know the truth about him. Their small apartment was simple: folded laundry, 2 coffee mugs on the counter, the faint scent of her perfume in the air. From the window, he watched the neighborhood begin its day school buses, delivery vans, neighbors heading to work. To the world, Nathan looked like an average man living an ordinary life. But behind that modest exterior lay a secret. Nathan was the heir to Bennett Dynamics, a company built by his father, one that provided jobs for over 5,000 people, including his wife and her entire family. Camille stepped out of the bedroom in her work clothes, polished, elegant, confident. She kissed him lightly and left for the office, unaware that the simple man she dismissed every day controlled the very building she worked in. After she left, Nathan slipped out through the back door, switching from ordinary Nathan to the man who ran an empire. He drove to the Bennett family villa, private, vast, and heavily secured, and entered the hidden command center where he oversaw the company his father built. At the office, Camille lived a different life. She was not Camille Bennett. She was Camille Carter, single, ambitious, admired. Every morning, she removed her wedding ring before entering the building, hiding the husband she considered unworthy of her professional world. She flirted, charmed, and lied effortlessly. Her co-workers believed she was independent and focused on her career. None of them knew she returned home to a husband who cooked dinner for her every evening. And none of them knew about Derek, the man she met at discreet hotels after work. That night, she returned home glowing, claiming she was tired from a long day at the office. Nathan served her pasta and listened quietly as she complained about work and mentioned an upcoming company gala. When he asked if he could attend, she froze, then spoke sharply. "I don't want people asking questions. I don't want them wondering why I brought someone who doesn't fit in. Nathan, you don't belong in that world." Her words crushed him, but he simply nodded. "All right," he said softly. "If that's what you want." 3 days later, the Bennett Dynamics annual gala lit up the Hamilton Grand Hotel. Employees in glamorous gowns and polished suits filled the ballroom. Camille arrived looking radiant, her family praising her like she was the star of the night. She felt powerful. She felt admired. She felt completely certain her husband was nowhere near this world, but she had no idea who she would soon face. No idea what he was about to reveal. No idea her life and reputation was minutes away from collapsing. She didn't have to explain anything. Inside the gala, she was the Camille she wished she could be everywhere, admired, celebrated, free from judgment. Not far from her, leaning casually against a crystal pillar, stood Derek, her secret lover. His dark tailored suit fit him perfectly, his eyes sweeping over Camille with open admiration. The ballroom lights sparkled on his polished shoes and cuff links as he lifted his champagne glass in a private greeting meant only for her. Camille's lips curved almost imperceptibly. She lifted her chin in acknowledgement. Ethan, her brother, noticed. Music floated softly from the string quartet near the stage. Laughter drifted through the room as people gathered around high tables, clinking glasses and admiring each other's outfits. Executives mingled with department heads, managers with analysts, everyone lighter than the workdays that usually weighed them down. Camille walked in with her family, soaking in the greetings, compliments, and whispers about rumored promotions. She moved gracefully, chatting with coworkers, her confidence swelling with each passing moment. What she didn't know was that every person in that room lived inside a structure held together by the man she left behind in their small apartment. Minutes passed before Mark leaned in with a puzzled expression. "Where's your husband tonight?" "Did he stay home?" Camille inhaled slowly, smoothing her tone. "We agreed he shouldn't come." "Good decision," her father said immediately. "This isn't a night for simple men. Important people will be here. Let's not embarrass ourselves." Her mother nodded. "The CEO is coming, after all." Before Camille could respond, something shifted in the room. A subtle pull pressed against her chest. She turned toward the ballroom entrance instinctively, before her eyes even confirmed what her body already sensed. Nathan stood at the doors. In the same simple suit he always wore. She froze. He wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't invited. He wasn't even meant to step foot inside. Mark frowned. "What is he doing here?" Ethan's jaw tightened. "Sis, why did you bring him?" Camille's breath hitched. The room suddenly felt colder. Nathan didn't search for her. He simply walked in slowly and politely, greeting anyone who nodded his way. Calm posture, unreadable expression. Entirely out of place among the glittering gowns and polished tuxedos. The Carter family felt his presence like a stain. Heat prickled beneath Camille's skin. She excused herself abruptly, heels clicking sharply against the marble as she disappeared around a corner. Her breaths came harsh and furious. Then she saw a cleaning bucket beside an unattended housekeeping cart. The bucket was half filled with murky, gray mop water. Her fingers tightened around the handle. She didn't hesitate. Camille marched back into the ballroom, the bucket clenched in both hands. People turned, eyes widening as she approached Nathan, who stood quietly reading an event card. He looked up, gentle and unaware. Splash. The dirty water exploded across him, soaking his suit, dripping from his hair, splattering the polished floor. Gasps cracked through the room like thunder. A champagne flute shattered. Phones lifted in trembling hands. Camille's voice sliced the silence. "I don't know why you came here, Nathan. We are celebrating the company's success, not hosting charity events for unemployed losers. You don't belong here. You never will. We're done." "You'll hear from my lawyer." Her father clapped once, satisfied. "Serves you right," Ethan smirked. "Finally, my sister made the right choice." Derek stared, stunned, piecing together the lies she had told him. Nathan didn't argue, didn't blink, didn't defend himself. He simply walked out, carrying the weight of betrayal dripping from his clothes, while the ballroom swallowed his exit in trembling silence. Outside, the cold night air stung his skin. He walked steadily to his car, ignoring the lingering whispers. The smell of dirty mop water clung to him as he slid into the driver's seat. His breath shook once. He pulled out his phone. "It's time," he said, voice calm, too calm. On the other end, his senior executive assistant froze. "Yes, sir. Understood. We'll prepare the convoy." Nathan hung up and drove away. Memories hit as he drove. The restaurant where he first saw her laughing, their early dates, the warmth she once carried before ambition twisted her. His father's warning echoed. "Be sure she sees you, not the life you give her." He remembered her family's contempt, their sneers at his simple life. He remembered signing their promotions, planning to reveal the truth tonight, not with pride, but with hope. But instead, she poured dirty water on him. His jaw tightened. When he arrived home, he scrubbed away every trace of the humiliation. Then he opened the garment bag hidden in the closet, a custom-tailored CEO suit, untouched for a year, the suit of the man he truly was. The convoy arrived as he stepped outside. Black SUV security, executive straightening ties. The drive back to the hotel was silent. Inside the ballroom, the music died instantly when the doors opened. "The CEO has arrived," the announcer whispered. Nathan walked in, no longer the man Camille mocked, but the man who owned everything she thought she understood. He stepped on stage. His voice resonated through the stunned room. This company honors people who work with integrity. But tonight, we witness something else, something that reveals true character. Camille flinched. Respect, he said, is tested when people think no one important is watching. Then came the names. Camille Carter Bennett, Mark Carter, Ethan Carter. Effective immediately, you are terminated and permanently blacklisted. This company will not be stained by cruelty, not toward any employee, and not toward the name Bennett. Shock rippled through the ballroom. Camille tried to reach him. Nathan, please let me talk. He walked past her without a glance. He returned to the Bennett villa that night, his true home. His father greeted him with quiet understanding. You don't have to explain. Tonight you saw their true nature. Nathan said nothing. The Carter home spiraled into panic. Calls went unanswered. Colleagues avoided them. Derek severed all ties. Access cards failed. 3 days later, a courier delivered the envelope. Divorce petition. Camille broke. A month passed in humiliation. Their name became poison in every office. Then came the court date. Camille stood trembling in a plain black dress, a shadow of the woman she once was. Nathan entered composed, distant, untouchable. The judge was brief. Mrs. Bennett, you have no legal right to any assets. The trust predates the marriage. Your Honor, please, she cried. I didn't know. I can change. I love him. The gavel struck. Divorce granted. She chased him into the hallway. Nathan, please, she sobbed, grabbing his sleeve. Look at me, please, just look at me. Give me one more chance. Nathan finally turned, just enough to end everything. There is nothing left. And there never will be. She collapsed to the floor. He walked away. He didn't look back. Not once.